Hello my cuties, sorry for not uploading in 3 weeks, my university started. Anyways, let's get into the video. Also don't forget to subscribe, thanks. The Sound Genin, far more than the Sound 4, are a tragic example of what it's really like to serve under Orochimaru. Many official and unofficial teams are featured in the Naruto anime, as ninjas rarely succeed alone. Even the deadly missing Ninjabusa Momochi had Haku by his side, after all. The major nations all base their ninja militaries around official squads of 3 or 4 shinobi, with Team 7 being the most famous example and the Sound Genin being the most tragic. The Sound Genin weren't that important in the long run, only appearing as moderately important antagonists in Naruto's Chunin exam arc. Still, the Sound Genin team is often overlooked as a grim example of how the shinobi world really works, where middle school-aged children are expected to pick up a weapon and go fight, or even die, for the sake of a mission. On one hand, the 3 Sound Genin represent Orochimaru's cutting-edge fusion of science and ninjutsu, foreshadowing the more advanced tech found in Naruto Next Generations. Dosu Kinyuta and Zaku Abumi clearly showed this during the Chunin exam arc, with Dosu using a bizarre device to blend ninjutsu and genjutsu via sound waves, while the brash Zaku had wind tubes built into his arms to create pressurized air blasts that could even knock out Rock Lee. However, all this power came at a steep price that the Sound Genin would definitely pay, whether they won or lost their Chunin exam battles. Orochimaru is a villainous scientist, similar to Dr. Garaki in My Hero Academia or Sailor Grants in Bleach, and such characters view their minions not as friends but as walking, talking test subjects. Characters like the Sound Genin are valued not for who they are but what they can do to test Orochimaru's experimental jutsu tech and provide valuable data. In fact, the Sound Genin's main goal was not to prove themselves but simply to assess Sasuke Uchiha's capabilities, as Orochimaru schemed to possess Sasuke's body someday and obtain the Sharingan. The Sound Genin were evidently misled about all this or kept in the dark, being unwitting tools for a fiendish Sannin who cared nothing for them. While the Sound 4 had valuable curse marks and immense combat prowess, the Sound Genin were disposable tools, and Orochimaru treated them accordingly. Dosu Kinyuta died ambushing Gaara one night, while Orochimaru sacrificed Zaku Abumi and Kintsuchi to fuel his Edo Tensei jutsu and prepare for Operation Konoha Crush. There was no happy ending for the Sound Genin. Either they died in battle once they accomplished their mission or Orochimaru would sacrifice them later on, which is to be expected. Naruto fans could even criticize the 3 Sound Genin for being foolish and gullible, thinking they could survive and thrive while working for someone like Orochimaru. They should have seen all this coming, but they either failed to do so or hoped in vain that they could find an alternative. The Sound Genin had it rough, being mere 14-year-olds given just enough power to be useful, then sacrificed. There was no possible happy ending for them, but tragically enough, Orochimaru's cruel and exploitative strategy was actually the norm a few generations back. In Naruto Uzumaki's time, ninjas his age can benefit from the sturdy walls and strength in numbers that the Hidden Leaf Village can offer, but before the major villages were founded, things were very different. In that era, Orochimaru's exploitative methods would have been the norm, twisted science aside. When Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju were kids, there were no hidden villages or nations, and ninjas were grouped only by clan. These clans suffered high casualty rates since they were all enemies of one another, and children were often sent into the fray too. In those days, the children of these shinobi clans knew what they were in for, but it was still exploitative for their parents and other relatives to send such young family members to fight and die. It was the dark ages of Naruto's world, and shinobi had many children to compensate. It's similar to how the ninja clan in Demon Slayer urges its members to bear many children, with Tengen Uzui having 3 wives to that effect. In that sense, Orochimaru's exploitative and callous methods are simply a throwback to how things used to be for all ninja, and even if Gen in Naruto's age are sent on combat missions, it still feels barbaric by most standards. Team 7, the 8th and the 10th may be sending 12-year-olds into battle, but those teams have Jonin mentors to protect them and a safe home village to support them as well. The Sound Genin may have thought they struck a bargain by siding with Orochimaru in exchange for unusual jutsu, but they were just replaceable pawns representing the darker side of ninja warfare in the Naruto universe. That's it for today my cuties, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Like and subscribe.